if you look at the Torah, there's a law called muktzeh. Muktzeh is something where it's pretty much supposed to be, literally mean that this is something that's set aside. This is something that belongs to the mundane, the regular week. So you set it aside and you know that this is not something that belongs on Shabbat. It's not something that you're going to use on Shabbat. Everybody knows that you're not going to use a barbecue on Shabbat. Why? Because you don't barbecue on Shabbat. It's allowed. It's not allowed. Everyone knows you're not allowed to make a phone call on Shabbat or use your Facebook account on Shabbat. Why? Because you're not allowed to touch electricity. So because you're not allowed to touch the barbecue, you're not allowed to touch the phone, therefore those items become muktzeh. Now, a ball does not belong on Shabbat for adults. Children are allowed to play with balls. Children are allowed, little kids that are not at the educational age, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, they're allowed to play with a ball. If they have a father or mother that wants to play with them, the father and mother are allowed to play with them because they're playing with them with that ball. But an adult, someone that's already, for a male, over 13 years old, or a woman that's 12 years old, once they become a man or a woman, or according to Judaism, they're not supposed to play with balls on Shabbat. Why? Because they're adults. They're supposed to learn Torah on Shabbat. They're supposed to honor Shabbat, onyx Shabbat. Playing basketball on Shabbat is not kvod Torah. It's not honor for the Shabbat. So a lot of times when you see so-called religious communities that have a synagogue with a basketball court on it, and the rabbi's playing basketball on the court on Shabbat, you should just pretty much assume that this rabbi either never went to rabbinical school or he's a little bit reformed. He's a little bit Christianized. But according to halacha, adults are not supposed to be allowed to play basketball on Shabbat. Why? It's divrei chol. It's something that, number one, violates the onyx Shabbat, and number two, it does not belong in a adult lifestyle on Shabbat. You want to do it on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, for exercise and things of that nature, enjoy yourself. But to do it on Shabbat is not allowed because it leads to the violation number 3, which is when you play basketball, naturally you're going to sweat profusely. You're going to sweat profusely. How are you going to go to shul sweating profusely? You're going to smell up the place. No one's going to want to be next to you. So what happens? So a lot of the guys that go play on Shabbat, what do? They take a shower. Guess what? You're not allowed to take a shower on Shabbat. Oh, so you're going to say, well, I'm going to use the leniency to take a cold shower. That leniency is for sick people. It's not for you to do lechatchila. It's not for you to do, I'm going to just plan on taking a really cold shower every Shabbat. You're not supposed to do that. It's supposed to be exceptional cases. The problem is with modern Orthodox mentality is everything became an exception. There's so much exceptions we forgot what the actual halacha is. So that's why if you want to honor Shabbat, spend your time learning on Shabbat, spend your time resting on Shabbat, spend your time with family on Shabbat, but not playing basketball on Shabbat.